Let me go find it.
Hey, happy Friday. We hope you all had a wonderful week and hope all is well. We are back tonight for our Free Financial Friday credit repair challenge. So the past 2 weeks we kind of gave an intro and talked through the basics of credit, the different aspects that make up credit. And what was the topic last week, Greg?
Credit history,
Credit history, yes.
payment
And
history.
payment history. Payment history, which is a large part of one of the areas of credit. And tonight we are going to talk about credit utilization. This falls in line with managing finance as well, which is right up my alley. So I'm excited to jump into it. I am going to share my screen. And again, if you are looking to make a major purchase, like a car or home, anything, if you're job hunting, if you just want to learn and understand how to better manage credit, this is great things that you can benefit from. So I'm pulling up my presentation.
Hold on. Hold up. I'm hearing an echo. Did you hear that echo?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. All right, here we go. Can you see my screen? Greg, can you see my screen? Or Shalanda?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. All
Yes.
right, thank you. So credit utilization, again, as we are talking about credit repair, we are not just looking at one area of credit, we are looking at the entire score. And when we look at utilization, overall, there are 550 points that you have to work with to be able to build, repair, and maintain your credit. Credit utilization is very important because it makes up 30% of the credit score, which can give you a possibility of 165 points to go toward your credit score. It is the most impactful part of this of your score. And if you were to get someone to repair your credit for you, they still cannot address credit utilization. You control all of the 100% of the points for credit utilization. So again, that's 165 points that if you take the information or the strategies, put them into action, you will be able to focus on this area as one of the key areas because it does make up such a large portion of the credit score. If you have any questions as you are on Facebook Live or on YouTube, feel free to jot those in the comments and we will address those. All right. Again, credit repair companies cannot address your credit utilization. That is something that only you can address. Credit repair companies can send credit, like the dispute letters on your behalf. But again, the ball is in your court when it comes to utilization. So, what is credit utilization? The formula for it is you take the debt owed and divide it by what your credit limit or allowance is. And it refers to the amount of credit you have used in comparison to the amount of credit that has been given to you to use by the lender. And we'll look at some examples of these with some actual numbers so that it makes more sense. So when you're looking at your revolving debt, let's say that these are all credit cards. So for example, one, let's say the credit card limit is $5,000 and your credit card balance is $500. So you would take 500 divided by 5,000. So take your credit card balance divided by your credit card limit and then multiply that number by 100. So 500 divided by 5,000.1, multiply that by 100, it gives you 10%. So in this example number one, the credit utilization is 10%. Example two, let's say your credit card has a limit of 2,000, so it has a lower limit than example one, but the credit card balance is 1,000. We'll use $1,670 as the amount. You'll take 1,670 divided by 2,000. You get 0.835. Change that into a percentage, 83.5%. So we see that the lower the credit limit is, we see a lower credit limit, but a higher credit card balance results in a higher credit utilization because you're using more credit. So 83.5%, which is pretty high. And the goal of credit utilization is to keep the credit utilization as close to zero as possible. Example three, we have the credit card limit of 10,000, the credit card balance of 3,500. So we would take 3,500 divided by 10,000. And we would get 35%. So again, as close to zero as possible is the goal. So definitely example two is way high. So that is going to affect the credit score more in a negative way. So the goal again is to bring this number down. Anything anyone wants to add?
No, it's pretty straightforward, looks like.
Okay.
Goal is to keep it under close to zero as possible, right?
As close to zero as possible. Yes.
Yeah,
Um, so another good goal is to keep it, if your credit utilization is higher, first set a goal to try to get below 30%. So the way that you'll do that is to like pay down that credit card. So below 30%. And then the next goal would be, okay, now we got it below 30%. Let's progress to getting it below 10%. But again, the goal is zero, because if your balance is zero, then that's going to give you all of the points that you need for credit utilization. And some people do have questions about paying it down to zero. Paying it down doesn't hurt your credit score, but if you stop using your card, that can affect your credit score. So many different things that can affect your credit. So that is definitely one of them. Also, if you don't use your card, the store or lender can close out your account, which can also impact your credit. And again, this is not one size fits all. So for one person who says, like, I'm not disciplined enough with my card, we will look at them and say, okay, let's look through, let's look at all the different options that you have, or let's look at some things that you can do, or tear that tear that credit card up, and let's focus on some other areas. So it really, really all depends on the person. Where do you find your utilization? You can look at Credit Karma. It won't be an exact reflection of your utilization, but it does give you a really good ballpark so that you have an idea. So, like when this example, the credit card use is 8%. Again, that is close to zero. It's under 30%, it's under 10. And so it says great job there. So that's one thing that you can monitor to just see where your utilization is. And then as your utilization drops, of course, your credit score should increase. There's several ways that you can lower your utilization. You can ask for higher credit limits. So sometimes your credit card or your lender may send you a notification, hey, your credit score limit, I said credit score, your credit limit has increased. Some people are fearful of that. I think they're more fearful when they don't understand it or if they are not disciplined with the credit. So if you know you're not disciplined with the credit, it may not be wise to go for the higher credit limit. If you are disciplined, like when I feel like I recently got a notification of a higher credit limit. I was excited because I'm not gonna use but so much anyway. And my habit is to pay it down to zero. So that's my norm. Every now and again I'll get outside of the norm, but overall that's my habit. So you can ask for higher credit limits. Be careful with that also because it can affect your credit score if you request a higher limit, because I believe they may run a report, um, run your credit to determine if they will give you a higher credit limit. So many things that you just want to be aware of. Greg, anything on that?
Yes, you're right. Because if you request one, more than likely they're gonna do an inquiry, and
Mm-hmm.
that will lower your credit temporarily. Not not too long, a little bit, and then it'll come back up. Now, if they do it, it won't lower your credit. So
Right.
because they do a soft credit, a soft inquiry. So you're right. Just be careful
Yes.
with that.
Yes. And then you have to weigh, is it worth it? So like if your utilization is higher, um, and depending on where the other factors of your credit score is, it may be worth it to take a slight ding. It's not going to, affect it a ton, but again, it will affect it. So if you're in a borderline situation where you are looking to get a home or looking to do certain things pretty quickly, it's something that you definitely want to keep in consideration. Another way is to get a new credit card. Again, that's if your credit is in good standing. Again, getting a new credit card can lower your lower other aspects of the credit score. So a lot of these are, I would say, catch 22. If you do one, it may affect another. If you're good in some of the other areas, again, this is why it's great to have someone looking at it with you, or either just having a full picture understanding of it so that you know different things that will impact credit. And the second one is not one that I would normally recommend. You see the ones in green? This is where I would go for. So, of course, budgeting will lower utilization because you know where your funds are going. And then eliminating debt will definitely help. And I say budgeting first because if you don't know what you have going in and coming out, your debt elimination won't be as effective. So, what is a budget or what is a spending plan? It's just a tool that allows you to tell your money where to go. It helps you manage what you have coming in, going out. The wonderful thing about his budget is you only need to do it 12 times a year, and yet, unless you just want to or need to keep up with it more often than that. A great thing too is there are so many apps that you can use that will allow you to sync all of your information into one app, and where you can just quickly have access to look at every account that you have in one location. That helps you track your spending, what you have remaining. It helps you categorize different areas, especially if you have a business and if you are using like you're writing off your tax deductions. So another great thing about a spending plan is it is not, as I said earlier, a one size fits all tool. So my budget will look completely different than somebody else's budget, and your budget will look completely different than someone else's because we have different expenses, different incomes, uh, lots of different things. So, and then it's a foundational tool to help you reach your goals. Let's talk about some ways to save, and I would love for you to jump in as we're doing talking about these of things that you do, or just some things that come to mind when we talk about saving money. Because when we can save, then we have extra funds that we free up to put towards other things like debt, to be able to lower the debt to increase our credit utilization. Cooking or eating at home or meal prepping is a great way to save money. That way you're not buying buying food every day when you're out. Keep your refrigerator and pantry organized. I don't know about you, but it is so easy to end up buying multiple items, multiple ketchups, multiple whatever, because your fridge or pantry was disorganized and you didn't even know you had three mustards. So, or three jellies or whatever you're eating. So it's helpful to keep it organized, and so that you can keep an eye on not letting things go bad, using just good hacks to keep things preserved longer. One thing that I do is like when I buy certain fruit or lemons, limes, different things like that, I'll wash it and put it in water and put it in the refrigerator. My bread also, I put it in the refrigerator. It lasts way, way, way longer. So those are just some things that I do to preserve food and make it last longer, along with keeping things organized. It's important to understand food labels also. So when you see best if used by, that talks about the quality of the food. So if it's not used by that date, the product may not taste the same or perform as expected, but it's still safe to consume it. Used by applies to a few products that they can spoil or go bad, and then there's a safety concern with those. So if you see used by, then be ready to get rid of it. Best if used by, that is different, or could be different depending on the product. Another great way to save is freeze food. So sometimes I'll throw my bread in the freezer. If I have bananas out and they are starting to go or starting to brown, I'll throw those in the freezer. I'll throw them in a smoothie. And so I'll use them in a different way, but I'll still use them. I'll just throw them in the freezer. Or if I have more leftovers than I anticipated, or somebody gives me food and I'm not going to eat it all, and or I've already cooked something along those lines, I'll just pack it up, put it in the freezer. And so later when I'm either sometimes tight or has some unexpected expenses or whatever, instead of having to go into my emergency fund or use other funds, I'll just say, I got so much stuff in the freezer. Let me go in the freezer and pull out some some food. Shop discounts. So when we're looking at places like Dollar Tree, all these places that have sales, which is almost every store, just looking at how can we shop discount wise. Some people love like the stores where you can buy things in bulk and they benefit from those greatly, like your Costco's, your Sam's. Those stores at times can have like better deals on bulk items. So it may be worth getting a membership to one of those or going with a friend that has a membership to buy certain things. Anything anyone wants to add?
Well, with me, the first thing was being aware of my spending. And,
Mm,
like you mentioned years ago, and I never forgot it, whenever I'm in a store, I always, and before I check out, I look at everything and I say, well, do I need it or do I want it? And if it's a
hmm
want, I put it back. Now, that's something that took me a while to learn, but it has helped me tremendously on saving because I was buying a lot of things that I wanted, but not just things that I needed. So if you stick to the things that you need instead of the things that you want, you wind up saving a lot of money. And then the other thing is, something your mom taught me. Never go to the grocery store hungry, right?
Mm-mm.
Because you
Don't do
wind
it.
up coming out of there with all kind of snacks and ice creams and sodas and cookies and buying anything that's on sale. So
Stuff you don't even like. I don't even like this.
I know.
I don't even eat this.
So don't go grocery shopping hungry. Those are
Ah,
the two tips that save me a lot of money.
that is true. Don't do it. Very good. Anyone else? Okay, I want you to guess, especially if you're here with us on Zoom, how much food is wasted per year in the US? Just either type in the comments or unmute and tell us what you think it is. A, B, C, or D.
Oh,
900 million pounds, 80 billion pounds, 100 billion pounds, 558 million pounds.
either way, that's a lot of pounds of
It's a
food
lot of
wasted.
pounds, no matter which letter you pick.
I think it's D.
You think D?
Thing B. Uh, mm, mm, mm. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go D.
D. Okay. All right.
Because we waste a whole lot of food.
We waste a whole lot of
Oh,
food. It's actually B, 80 billion pounds.
good
Oh,
job,
wow.
Shalana.
Huh?
80
Good job.
Thank you.
billion. That is my mind can't even like comprehend 80 billion pounds of food. But yeah, we can definitely that's just such a big area that easily things go to waste. And that's 219 pounds per person. But look at the cost of it, 1,600 per family. So I know for myself, like food that I that goes to waste in my home. So I can't even imagine like if you're just thinking about the US overall. So that is definitely, I'm glad we're talking about this because it's just such a great reminder. Even when you're grocery shopping, like again, going back to, am I going to eat this? Or do I need this right now?
That's a whole lot of food wasted.
That's a whole lot of food and a whole lot of money
Mm-hmm.
down the drain. Another other ways to save is I love apps. Sometimes I'll glance through apps. Gas Buddy is one of my ones that I use regularly. Sometimes, kind of, I've used it enough now to kind of know like which gas stations um I'll more than likely be stopping at, but especially if I'm out of town, I may pull up Gas Buddy, or if I'm on a different side of town that I'm not used to, I may pull it up and just see, like, should I get gas here or wait until I get back in my area where I know that like gas, I'll get it at a better rate. So you'll see some of the apps that I use. Walmart is one of my go-tos. Sheets at times. Dollar General used to be one of my favorites. Um, Skyscanner, if you're looking at flights, I was recently using that. Flip is one of my favorites because it lets me compare different grocery stores or different stores. So there are so many stores in there. You can choose like what stores you typically shop at, or even if you're looking at shopping at other stores, you can see what items they have for their specials, what coupons they have. You can clip the coupons, and then let's say I clip a coupon from the Flip app for Dollar General, it will show up in my Dollar General app if I link it. So Flip is a great app to use if you are comparing prices or just trying to see, okay, whose toilet tissue is more affordable? Should I get it when I do my Walmart pickup, or should I do it when I stop by Dollar General? Or, I'm running in Food Line to get groceries. Should I get toilet tissue here, or should I get it from Walmart? So those are some things that I may do a quick glance at to just see at times, like, and my stores here are pretty close together. So I'm not driving from one city to the next, trying to save money. Any thoughts here?
No, well, yes, I'm sorry. I used
Uh,
to, I used to then think about coupons and all these different things. It's like it was a waste of time and wasting my time and all that good stuff until I did that Dollar General one time. And I think
mm-hmm.
I saved like 20 some dollars. Like I was hooked ever since.
Yeah.
Mm.
I've
Me
gone
too.
to Food Lion a few times and gotten things for free just because of just by going in the Food Lion app. And what did I do? It's like a monthly thing that happens, and you just go in and accept it. I can't remember what it's called, but basically you can spend money in different categories, whether it's like beverages or produce or meats or whatever, snacks. And they basically give you money towards that category. And then once you hit a certain amount, then the next purchase you make, you get money off. So I remember getting like rotisserie chicken or something else that I picked up, got to the cash register to check out, and they're like, "Oh, we owe nothing." I was like, praise the Lord. I like this.
Wow.
All I did was just like click something in the app. Like it only took just a few seconds to do. So yes. Were you going to say something, Shalanda?
Oh yes, I like I have it's it helps a lot when you have like coupons help you save money.
Mm-hmm.
Then
Yes.
I have the Dollar General one and the Walmart card. That works wonderful, and Amazon.
Sounds good. It does make a big difference. Yeah, Amazon has quite a few coupons or things where you can just click a box to save a certain percentage or get a certain dollar amount off. Walmart has that too. Walmart has Walmart Cash. So for some items that I may do a pickup order for, it will ask if you want to use Walmart Cash. So that's another thing where I get money off of my order, because I'm using the basically free points or free money. So very neat. These are some more ways to save, and we'll be wrapping up soon. Looking at, are there any bills that can be lowered? So like your cell phone plan or your internet plan or different plans that you have, you can always call and request, just see if they have a way to lower, can this plan be lowered in price? Or do I need to reduce a service for something that I'm not using or something I don't need to use? Eliminating things like cable that may eat into your budget and pick up something like a Netflix or one of the other providers. Or do you have several of these and not need all of these? You can also sell personal items that you no longer use. One thing that I do is I'll like do a cleanup or kind of like I call it a spring clean, just pull out stuff that I haven't worn, take it to Goodwill. I'll get a receipt and then use that on my taxes. So it becomes a tax benefit and I'm giving. So you can also use the cash envelope system, basically allot out the money that you will spend. Again, this is by looking at your budget, what you have planned for the month, put cash in an envelope and only pay in cash. When you have to pay in cash for things, it just hits completely different than paying with a credit card. And so I know when we did the cash envelope challenge that I was like, mm-mm. I was way more frugal with the actual cash. I was like, yeah, I'm not even going. I don't even need nothing. Uh, so, and then I hated to get gas because I didn't like going inside the gas station. But, and then another way is to earn additional income if you can, whether it's working extra hours. I know for my job, I'm not paid as far as overtime pay, but I do get comp time, which is basically time off. So my time off is increased whenever I work extra hours. And of course, I love to get to travel. So that time, that vacation time or comp time is important. Your business or your side hustle, earning income through that. And then, of course, my econ, the company that we're part of, is a wonderful way to earn additional income while you are learning more about finances, using the software that we have to forecast your retirement, learn about investing and all of the different strategies that you can use to improve your finances. Other ways to save, make sure you plan ahead for major purchases or saving. Automate your bills. I would say quite a few companies will give you a discount if you automate your bills, but not only automate your bills, automate your savings. So one thing that I do is I have funds that automatically come out and go into a certain account so that I pay myself every month. So funds are allocated towards this account so that the account can be building. Calculate purchases by work hours. So if I wanted to buy $300 something, I would say, okay, how many hours would I have to work in order to purchase this item? And sometimes thinking about it in that way, I have to work 2 days, a week to get this item. It completely changes the way that you think about it. Again, canceling any unnecessary or unused memberships or subscriptions. So easy to get into subscriptions that you don't need or forget to cancel. And then, of course, correcting your tax withholdings will put more money back into your paycheck, or sometimes it may just help you not owe money when it's time for taxes, or help you come out even and not get a refund so that you get your money back during the year. I'm getting my money every month as opposed to waiting and getting my money during refund time. Any other ways to save that you all can think of?
Actually, Selena, don't you want to yeah, there you go. She's got a lot in the chat,
Oh, all right.
but she can say it, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. Hi,
So when you
Selena.
talked about the different stores and things like that, so I was saying, don't buy something just because you have a coupon or because it's on sale. Buy because you need it.
Yes, yes, that's
So
the
you had
truth.
already said about canceling the subscriptions,
Mhm.
but I was saying barter as well, especially, with your family members. If you have someone that braids hair or barber that cuts hair or does nails or, transportation. If your kids play sports together, take turns with the transportation. So just barter where you're not actually putting out money, but you're just exchanging services.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing you talked about the tax withholdings. So I did
Mm-hmm.
that, and the money that I had gotten in return, the extra money. Well, nobody has extra money, but but I put in the bank. I saved it. I just set up a separate account, and I just saved that money.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
People say
Thank
you
you.
have
Those
any
are all
money to
great.
spare. No, no money to spare. Just
You
save
got
that.
that right. If anybody does have money to spare, please reach out to me. Right?
Absolutely.
Reach out. Awesome. Does anyone else have anything else? All right. Um, just one quick thing when we talk about budgeting too is looking at there's different methods for budgeting. So two ones that I normally mention is the snowball method and the avalanche method. The snowball method allows you to order your debts, put your debts from smallest to largest, start paying off, put every extra money that you receive, like you do your budget, you see that you have extra $300, let's say, or extra. My average client normally has about $1,000 or more, just from looking at their budget. So let's say they do that, have extra funds, they'll put it towards their lowest amount of debt. And then once that is paid off, they'll go to the next one, do the same thing, use all of the money that they were putting towards that first debt. Now we're using that to put toward the second debt. And then you just keep snowballing until your debts are paid. The avalanche method tells you to order your debts by, what is it, the APY, like the, what is it called? The percentage or not the percentage, the APY.
Annual
Like if,
percentage yield.
yeah, by your, which one is the highest and pay that one off first. And so, if you have one, let's say you have a credit card and the 30%, you can focus on that one first, put all your money towards it, pay it off, go to the next one. People that need, like, sometimes it's helpful for people to use the snowball because seeing themselves make the progress is a motivation for them. So it's helpful, exciting, and more motivational. The avalanche, if let's say your largest debt is the one that has the highest percentage rate, it may be a little bit more discouraging. Some people may ask, well, Tiffany, which one is best? I always say, whichever one you choose, as long as you choose something, like just be working towards lowering your debt, because again, that will help improve your credit utilization, which will in turn increase your credit score, if that's the area that needs to be focused on. feel free to reach out to me if you have questions regarding budgeting and debt elimination. I'll be glad to set up a free 20-minute consultation with you to just look at your budget or set up a budget with you. Sometimes it's just great to have another set of eyes on your budget. I have the same thing. I'll meet with my financial advisor or my financial coach and just say, okay, let's talk through this, and that, and just have another voice and another set of eyes to say, hey, let me send you some information because you may be able to get a more affordable rate on car insurance or on certain areas. So that's always helpful. Any questions or comments before we close?
I
Yeah.
just have a comment.
When
Yeah.
you help people, when they sit down, when most people sit down and look at their budget or start the budget for the first time, what's the biggest expense they spend money on that they never realize?
Is what we talked about earlier, food. Food is the first thing I look at because that is normally where people spend the most money. The average American statistics say spend it's a little over 10% of money towards food. So I've worked with clients who probably I would say has spent at least $500, $600, $700 just on food alone, but not even realizing that's where all the money was going because it's not the huge purchases necessarily that really like affects people. It's the small purchases that are regular that affect people and they don't realize how much of an impact that is making.
That's not including eating out, right?
It can be both, like yeah, normally groceries and eating out together. I look at any aspect of food and that's normally where money is like seeping out.
And 2 comments. I have remembered you had mentioned prior that you had a client and they spent so much money at the gas station getting snacks and things like that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. I also wanted to say that, like, as a realtor, I have so many clients that credit is just terrible. So we just need to let our family members and friends know, especially the young folks, the importance of, keeping their credit straight. Someone went home so bad, but there's nothing I can do with them because they have to go through the credit repair process first.
Right.
So, are you taking any clients to work with credit repair?
I'm open.
Tiffany?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay, because I
Yes.
have some, and I know June, he had done some, went through the process for financial literacy, but I tell them I want to send it to them or whatever. They don't want to do it. They'd rather pay. So,
you know what? If people would rather pay, I actually have a cousin who does credit repair. So I normally refer them out to them. I focus more on the literacy myself. But yeah, I did it like once or twice and I was like, I'm not doing this anymore.
I know. And
Because
I tell them I'm trying to sell houses, not do credit repair.
yeah.
I'm telling you. So it's
Let
a
me
lot.
tell you why, because I want people to know because people don't always listen. And so I had it like sometimes you can give information and like the application and what things need to be done or what things need to look like, and then they may go do the opposite of that, or they're wondering why I can't get this, or why is my score high, or hey, my score went down instead of going up. Well, tell me what you did. Such and such and such. We talked about that. Why did you do that? Or either they're making purchases, so their credit utilization is going up. I was like,
Yeah, it's
yep,
too much.
I ain't doing this. Yeah, no.
Me either.
So we have a do-it-yourself DIY credit repair system that only takes about less than 30 minutes to go through. where
Right.
you can gain and learn all the information that you need to know about credit repair. And
Mhm.
again, this is going to help you build, repair, and maintain your credit. There's credit report, there's credit letters already in the system. All you do is just put in your basic
Mhm.
information. And so when I tell you it is laid
I've
out, it
seen
is
it.
clean
I've seen
cut,
it.
it is
Yep.
simple, not doing it for you.
And we're here to help you. You got hundreds of
Yes,
people that can help you. If you, you
But
yes.
know,
some
you
people
need it.
want you to do it for them, not do it yourself.
Right,
Mm-mm.
right.
No,
Mm-mm. No,
no.
nope, this was good.
Yes. And the thing I think going back to understanding why it's important to understand it yourself is if I do it for you, you still don't know what to do to continue to build, repair, and maintain.
Hmm.
And I can't help you with your credit utilization unless we're, really working on that together. So
Hmm. Yep.
yeah. Mm-mm. Woo! Ah.
I
Totally
feel you.
understand. Yeah.
Oof. That was
Yeah.
more stress than what I had bargained for.
I agree.
So well, we appreciate everyone's input tonight and for being on with us, for watching the replay. Feel free to invite friends to watch it, share our information, invite them to the Free Financial Fridays Facebook group. Again, we are continuing through the credit repair challenge, and the challenge tonight is to um, order your debts, like set up, choose which plan you want to do as far as like managing your debt, eliminating your debt. Make sure that you have a budget set up. If you don't, please contact me, schedule a free appointment. Make sure that you lay out your debt. You can lay it out from smallest to largest and look at starting to put any extra funds towards that debt so that you can get out of debt, but also improve your credit score. So that is the takeaway challenge for tonight. And we look forward to being back with you next week as we have our special guest, Mr. Spencer LaCapra, with us as he'll be sharing on a different aspect of credit. So we love you, we appreciate you, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Righty. Thank you.
All right.